Darren, we've arrived here at the team hotel in Madrid ahead of the matchday 4 in the Youth League. How much are the boys looking forward to getting back out there?
Yeah, they really are, and probably in particular because we felt we probably left a few things on the pitch in the home leg. So I think there was a definite feeling amongst the group that we performed okay, but there was certain areas we could perform a lot better in. I think Atletico deserved to win the game, so I think the boys since then have been very, very hungry to kind of get a second shot at it. So these games you always look forward to, the fantastic occasions and the experience of it, but I think you see a real focused group that actually want to come over here and not just be a part of the experience, but actually go and really impact the game. So fingers crossed we get a performance that does that tomorrow.
We're obviously now at the halfway point of the competition. What sort of lessons do you think the boys have picked up from those first 3 games?
Honestly, you'd be here all night naming off the different lessons. I think if I was to think what they've maybe learned most of is how important at this level possession is, because when you're playing against top quality opposition, and naturally if you keep giving them the ball, they're going to eventually hurt you. So it's very, very important, where I think sometimes at certain levels you can play at, when you lose it you can find you can win it back pretty quickly. I think, but then on the flip side of it, they've actually improved that the anxiety they get being out of possession from kind of match day 1 to now is a lot less, because they realise at times you do need to be patient. So I think patience is probably a big thing in and out of possession. And then I think humility, I always come back to humility, that you're playing against your peers, they're the same age as you. And there's some top players and teams, and then if you even just see the kind of staff members of the opposition, the ex-players, I think Celtic are dealt a short straw. They've got Fernando Torres and Feyenoord of Robin van Persie. So you see it's a fantastic kind of thing. So that humility it brings with it, I think is excellent as well. But what I'm pleased is the players have reacted well to it. They've committed to it. We've made mistakes, which is always going to be the case. But they've fully committed and done the things me and Mick, or at least attempted to do the things me and Mick have asked them. What we need to now just improve on is trying to get the quality level of that up ever so slightly. And let's hope that's tomorrow.
With that in mind, as we sort of head into the second round of fixtures, do you think the boys will maybe have more of a feel for these games heading into sort of going up against the same opposition as well? Yeah, definitely. And they're not going to have a better feel for any team than Atletico, because obviously it was the most recent one. So as I said, there was definitely a feel after the game that, listen, we played a really good side, and as I said, deserved their win on the day, but we didn't perform to the levels we know we can, and the players know they can. So from that day, there has been a hunger to put that right. So we've worked extremely hard. We've had games in between, and we've obviously concentrated on those games. But I think you'd be lying. I think every coach is meant to say you concentrate on the next game is the most important. Well, I think we've had our eyes on this game since the last leg. So now it's come. I think the players are itching to get going. All the games at this level are obviously very tough, and the next 2 will come away from home starting tomorrow. How much should they relish this opportunity, you think, taking on teams at this level?
I would hope they absolutely love it. This is the highest level of youth team football, club football you can get. So, and from the performances I've watched them, they've shown they relish it. As I said, it's not about when we come in this and try to analyse it afterwards as how many points we have or how many wins we have. It's how each individual player has reacted to it, and in the games you get you get a lot of different scenarios. Times when you're in the lead, times when you're not in the lead, and then we've had scenarios where you're obviously losing, and how do you kind of stick to maybe a game plan you have, or contain your composure, and all these different things that come with it. So as I said, it's brilliant to see the players reacting well to it, but the biggest thing and what they do understand is, ultimately, if you want to go on and progress further in your career at this level, you need to learn to perform in the biggest games. So it's all well and good learning the experiences from it, which we will, and that's invaluable. But the key for any of these players is, can you go and actually perform at a really high level, So the first team did it at home against Atletico. They're playing against a fantastic side. To see the first team perform at probably the highest level I've seen them this season, but in arguably the biggest game of the season with against such a strong opposition, that's ultimately what we're trying to kind of breed down to the younger players. So I keep saying it, but fingers crossed that can come tomorrow.